Countdown.
Tahniah. Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Hai semua para guru, ibu bapa yang dihormati dan para pelajar yang cikgu kasihi sekalian. Selamat datang ke Pusat Tuisyen Akademi YouTuber bersama e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Bermula percuma, segalanya percuma. Untuk mendapatkan keberkatan kelas kita pada malam ini, bagi yang beragama Islam, marilah kita sama-sama memulakan kelas dengan membaca Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Dan kepada yang bukan Islam, bertafakur sejenak. Al-Fatihah. Apa khabar pelajar yang cikgu kasihi semua? Harap semua berada dalam keadaan baik dan bersedia untuk meneruskan kelas kita pada malam ini. Kita masih dalam bulan Syawal, masih berhari raya. Walaupun negara akan mengalami lockdown fasa 1 bermula 1 Jun ini dan pelajar pun sedang bercuti sekolah kan. Namun, jangan lupa isikan masa anda dengan tuition online percuma. Cikgu percaya pelajar-pelajar dah tak sabar untuk mengikuti kelas Biologi AYU khusus untuk STPM dan matrikulasi kan. Okey, cikgu perkenalkan diri dahulu. Nama cikgu, Cikgu Nunaini binti Harun atau Cikgu Naini HR dari Pusat Tingkatan 6 SMK Sultan Sulaiman Kuala Terengganu selaku moderator pada malam ini. Okey, pada malam ini kita bersiaran secara langsung dari channel Cikgu FATHIAH 66. Okey, Cikgu FATHIAH66. Okey, sesiapa yang belum subscribe beliau, sila tekan butang subscribe sebagai tanda sokongan kepada Cikgu FATHIAH. Untuk makluman pelajar semua, nama penuh beliau adalah Cikgu FATHIAH binti Masur daripada PTE, Pusat Tingkatan 6 SMK Seri Serdang Selangor. Tajuk yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu FATHIAH pada malam ini ialah Neuromuscular Juntion and Sarcomere. Okey, khas untuk biologi STPM semester 2 dan matrikulasi semester 2. Pelajar dan para penonton lain dialu-alukan untuk mempelajari topik berkenaan. Kelas ini akan berlangsung lebih kurang 1 jam. Okey, bersama cikgu di studio pada malam ini ialah Cikgu Nur Faizah binti Ahmad. Okey, Cikgu Faizah sebagai Ketua Panitia Biologi AYU dari Kolej Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan selaku control host pegawai teknikal pada malam ini. Okey, yang kedua Cikgu Wahidah. Okey, Cikgu Wahidah binti Zakaria atau lebih dikenali sebagai Cikgu Wawazek dari Kolej Matrikulasi Pahang sebagai pemerhati. Okey, kepada semua, apa khabar kepada pemerhati control house kita semua. Okey, sebelum kita meneruskan kelas kita, suka cikgu ingatkan semua pelajar dan penonton yang ingin menghantar komen agar menggunakan bahasa yang sopan dan gambar profil yang bersesuaian untuk tontonan umum. Dan cikgu percaya semua yang hadir ke kelas pada malam ini merupakan pelajar-pelajar yang cemerlang dan jom kita tunjukkan disiplin yang terbaik. Sila fokus kepada isi pelajaran yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu FATHIAH dan hanya menggunakan ruang chat untuk menjawab soalan atau jika ada soalan yang tidak diajukan. Okey, pada akhir siaran ini, link ECJ akan diberikan bersama kod akses dan pastikan anda menggunakan email e-didik. Dan ada satu perkara baru iaitu ada mata ganjaran kredit kerana mengikuti kelas tuisyen AYU. Okey, jadi anda semua boleh menebus dengan hadiah istimewa. Okey, jadi bermula pada malam ini, anda semua boleh menebus mata kredit. Okey, tapi untuk merebut mata kredit ini, link akan diberikan untuk rekod mata kredit anda. Dan anda mestilah memohon ID e-didik junior terlebih dahulu. Okey, so ada link akan diberi nanti di ruangan komen dan Segala maklumat ini juga boleh didapatkan dalam portal akademi YouTuber. Okey. Okey, jadi boleh saya bacakan kod pertama iaitu kod yang anda akan gunakan nanti sebagai kod rahsia mata kredit. Okey, masa anda menebus mata kredit nanti, anda kena masukkan kod ini. Okey, kod ini ada 4 nombor. Okey, nombor yang pertama cikgu akan bacakan dahulu iaitu nombor 7. Okey, nombor 7. Okey. Okey, jadi tanpa membuang masa lagi, cikgu serahkan kelas kita kepada Cikgu FATHIAH66. Okey, dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih pada Cikgu Naini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and very good evening to all my beloved student outside there. Also all teachers and parents, also all teachers that together with us for this evening. Thank you very much for joining my class. Thank you Cikgu Naini as moderator. Together here we also have our beloved Ketua Panitia Biologi Akademi YouTuber Malaysia, Cikgu Faizah. Also have here Cikgu Wahida Zakaria as a pemerhati. Before I start my class, let us get a brief introduction about myself. My name. Okay. Okay. My name is Fathiah binti Mansur. Currently I teaching at Pusat Tingkatan 6 SMK Seri Sedang Selangor. My experience teaching about 29 years. I have start my career as a teacher start in 1991. Experience teaching for Form 6 Biology about 20 years. So please visit my YouTube channel Fathiah Cikgu FATHIAH66 to get some videos about biology Prayu. Also now let we check our biologist team. So this is my Ketua Panitia Biologi AYU, Cikgu Faizah, Cikgu Nur Faizah. So Cikgu Faizah teaching at College Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan, KMNS, 25 years experience teaching, 10 years teaching Prayu in College Matrikulasi Negeri Sembilan. So please visit channel Cikgu Faizah to get the current video that she's share. Okay. Also in our biology team we have Cikgu Nurnaini Harun, teaching at SMK Sultan Sulaiman Kuala Terengganu. Teaching experience about 23 years, 70 years teaching Form 6. So the audience, student outside there, you can visit channel Cikgu Naini, channel Cikgu Nurnaini HR. So in biology team also we have Cikgu Wahida binti Zakaria from College Matrikulasi Pahang, teaching experience about 11 years. So his channel is Biology by Miss Wawa. So you can visit her channel to get the new video. So together with us under Prayu, team Prayu, we have team mathematics that is led by Teacher Im. Also we have Cikgu Aileen and Cikgu Zana. This is the chemistry Prayu led by Cikgu Shanun. So in this team, the member include Cikgu Tan Iyun, Cikgu Mawar and Cikgu Lau Ciwi. Next, we have team Prinsip Account led by Madam Fizi. So in this team, we have here Cikgu Yati. So student can visit their channel, the YouTube channel to get the new videos lah. Beside that, we have other STPM subject like pengajian am, MURID, pengajian perniagaan dan perakonan. So this is the student, you also can visit the web Academy YouTuber www.academyyoutuber.com. This is the Pusat Tuisyen AYU. Sekali percuma, selamanya percuma. You can access this web page and you can find out many videos, especially the playlist video for the Prayu. That is the little bit information about our Pra-University team in Academy YouTuber. So the topic that I will present this evening is Neuromuscular Junction and Sarcomere. So before we discuss this topic, this is the structure of Sarcomere. Let we check the syllabus. This syllabus is in the topic, the big topic is nervous system in STPM syllabus. Describe the structure of neuromuscular junction and sarcomere. Second, explain the role of sarcoplasmic reticulum, calcium ions, myofibril and T-tubule in the muscle contraction. For STPM, for matric student, they already finished their exam. So this topic also in the second semester. So let me check. This is the diagram about the neuromuscular junction. So what is the neuromuscular junction actually? So neuromuscular junction is a special type of synapse found between the axon terminal. So this is the axon, axon terminal of the motor neuron, and also of the skeletal muscle fiber. Last time in Cikgu Faizah tuition, so actually she already mentioned about the synapse, the synapse between connecting between one axon terminal with another neuron. So the gap between the two neuron we call as synapse. So for this tuition, we will learn about the neuromuscular junction. The neuromuscular junction we can find between axon terminal. This is the axon terminal of a motor neuron and the skeletal muscle fiber. So this is the structure of the neuromuscular junction. So this structure, we can see this the axon terminal of the motor neuron that connect. This part we call as the muscle. So what is the component of neuromuscular junction? So in the neuromuscular junction, kita boleh ni pula So the component is the motor end plates and synaptic knob. Synaptic knob is the component of the axon terminal here. And also the motor end plate. Motor end plates is belong to the muscle. So what is the motor end plate? Motor end plate is the region here of the muscle fiber that lies directly under the terminal portion of the motor neuron. So this part we call as the motor end plate. So the component of the neuromuscular junction consists of two elements. That is motor end plate belong to the what we call the muscle fiber and the synaptic knob. Okay, what is the importance of the neuromuscular junction actually? So the important is it is involved in the muscle contraction. So from the motor neuron, the impulse will transmitted to the neuromuscular junction and then go to the muscle fiber. Yeah, that is the one of the important of the neuromuscular junction. Yeah. Okay, what is the actually the skeletal muscle? Yeah. So you can see here. Yeah. So this is the part of the skeletal muscle. Yeah, otot lah. Skeletal muscle. Yeah. So what is the why we must study about the muscle? Because the muscle is the component of neuromuscular junction is involved the axon and the muscle fiber, the end plate, the muscle. So what is the muscle? So you have to study about the muscle. So the muscle arranged antagonist pair. It is arranged antagonist pair. So it is attached. If you see here, it is attached to the bone by a tendon. So this is the bone. So the muscle is attached to the bone by a tendons. Okay. When we zoom in, we can observe an individual of the skeletal muscle contain when we zoom this muscle. Skeletal muscle contain of several bundles of parallel muscle fiber that bound this muscle fiber that bound by the connective tissue. So each bundle consists of 100 muscle fiber. So in this bundle, you can see it is consists of 100 of muscle fiber. This is the muscle fiber. Ada banyak 100 of muscle fiber. Okay. What is the muscle fiber? So each muscle fiber, when we zoom in, this is tendon that connect the muscle to the bone. So each muscle fiber is surrounded by connective tissue known as endomysium. This endomysium. Connect to the muscle connective tissue known as endomysium. So the skeletal muscle fiber are long. What is the structure of muscle fiber? It is long, cylindrical in shape and arranged parallel to each other. The fiber vary in length from a few millimeter to several centimeter and between 0.01 and 0.1 millimeter in diameter. Biasanya the diameter ni not very important lah. But the characteristic that you have to mention is it is long, cylindrical in shape and arranged parallel to each other. Okay, so when we zoom this muscle fiber, it is multinucleated, syncytium, meaning it is have more than one nucleus in one cell. And where is the location of the nucleus? Beneath the cell surface membrane. So the membrane of the muscle we call as sarcomere. And then all the cell you already understand that it has cytoplasm. So cytoplasm in the muscle we call as sarcoplasm. So all the what we call sarcoplasm contain mitochondria. So when we zoom here, you can see this is the nucleus in the muscle fiber. Sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of the muscle cell, and also it has sarcolemma, surface membrane. Okay. The sarcolemma has many inward. If you check here, it has many inward sarcolemma. You can see the sarcolemma. Many inward extension that form a set of transverse tubule, T-tubule. So this is the T-tubule. The inward. Sarcolemma has many inward extension that form a set of transverse tubule we call as T-tubule. The cytoplasm of muscle known as sarcoplasm. Just now Cikgu already mentioned. Okay, sarcoplasmic reticulum are the smooth endoplasmic reticulum in the muscle. Where you can find here sarcoplasmic reticulum. Here is the sarcoplasmic reticulum. It is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum in the muscle. It consists of flattened membrane enclosed compartment. So the fluid in the reticulum, endoplasmic sarcoplasmic reticulum, store a high concentration of calcium ions, which are important for the muscle contraction. So this is the compartment in the muscle. Okay, what is the T-tubule? T-tubule are invaginated of the sarcolemma membrane. So they extend transversely and surround each myofibril at the region of A and I band. So later we will learn about the sarcomere. So we will learn about the A band and I band. Sarcoplasmic reticulum adjacent to the T-tubule is enlarged to form terminal cisternae, which store calcium ion. A transverse tubule and its two adjacent terminal cisternae together form a structure called the triad. Triad. This one is the triad. Okay. Alright. When we zoom in, the muscle fiber, skeletal muscle fiber. Okay. When we check via microscope, okay, it alternating pattern, alternating light and dark band called striation. That's why the muscle, what we call skeletal muscle, we call as the striation muscle, because it view light and dark via the microscope. Okay, when under the electron microscope, each muscle fiber can be seen to consist of hundreds of myofibril arranged parallel to one another. So when using electron microscope, we can see 100 of myofibril in the muscle fiber. Okay. What is the myofibril? Okay, myofibril is made up of two types of filament, thick and thin filament. Thick filament, okay, the thick filament, diameter about 15 nanometer, composed of the myosin, protein myosin. Whereas for the thin filament, diameter about 5 nanometer, composed mainly as actin. Also have troponin and tropomyosin. So you have to remember thick and thin filament, because this knowledge about the type of myofibril, you will learn atau you will use it when you learn about the hypothesis of sliding filament. InsyaAllah next week Cikgu Naini will explain, will share the knowledge about the what we call the hypothesis of sliding filament in muscle contraction. Alright, the myofibril in muscle fiber made up of repeating sections called sarcomere. So from one Z line to another Z line, you can see here the word here sarcomere. The word sarcomere. So repeat in the myofibril, it is a repeating. Cikgu kena betulkan balik sebab dah zoom tadi. Ada masalah. Okay. Repeating section called sarcomere. Sarcomere. So what is sarcomere? Sarcomere is a basic contractile unit of muscle of skeletal muscle. Unit for muscle contractile. Muscle contraction lah. Basic unit for skeletal muscle contraction. We call as sarcomere. Sarcomere consists of the all the cikgu punya apa ni? Okay, what is inside the sarcomere? Okay, if you check the diagram below, you can see it consists of the thick and thin filament. Thick and thin filament. Do you still remember what is the component of the thick filament? It consists of myosin. And how about the thin filament? It consists of actin, troponin, and tropomyosin. Later we will discuss about the component of the thick and thin filament more detail. Okay, the arrangement of the filament from alternating dark and light band in the myofibril. Because of the component of the thin and thick filament in the myofibril, so it appear when observed via microscope, it is dark and light. Dia punya appearance. Okay, now we check here in the sarcomere, what is inside the sarcomere. So you can see here A band, I band, M line, and also Z line or Z disc here. One Z disc to another Z disc, or one Z line to another Z line. You can see here the word of sarcomere. Okay, in this diagram, it shows this is the muscle fiber. When we zoom from the muscle fiber consists of many myofibril, 100 of myofibril. And when we zoom in, the myofibril, it consists of sarcomere. That the component of sarcomere, thick and thin filament. So now we check what is the A band. A band is the anisotropic band. Okay. When we check here the diagram, it is a darkest in appearance, paling gelap. When we observe via microscope, it appear dark. This is the A, the A band. Why? It the darkest in the appearance. It consists of overlapping thick myosin filament and thin active filament. Okay, if you check here, so the thin and thick filament is in the area of A band. So it appear darkest in appearance. Now we check for the H band. Okay, H band. This area consists only a portion of the thick filament. Ada sebahagian of thick filament which do not overlap with the thin filament. Okay, and then we check the I isotope. The I band. Okay, I band. So I band here, it is the lightest region. Light. It appear light. Because it consists only the thin filament. Just consists of thin filament, actin. Okay. Alright. In the A band, let me check. Where is this is the darker band. Lighter band is I band. I band is the lighter band. Okay, what is the M line? Okay, can you check? Where is the M line? Okay, here is the M line. M line. What is the M line? Because the A band has a central dark line. Consisting of protein to hold the thick filament. So M line, it hold the thick filament. The M line here. M line, it hold the thick filament. The I band has a central line called the Z line. Okay, let me check. Wait, we check. Cikgu Naini, ada masa lagi tak? Saya habiskan dulu lah ya.
Habiskan lepas ni kita break
Saya habiskan dulu. Alright, the I band has a central line called the Z line. Okay, here is the Z line. Z line. So central line for the I band. Okay, the Z region contains protein which serve as an attachment site for the thin filament. Okay, the distance between the two Z line. Okay, two Z line. Between two Z line. the functional unit called sarcomere lah. A sarcomere is between one Z line to another Z line, which about 2.5 to 3 micrometer long, when the muscle relax. Okay. Okay, this is structure of filament. Cikgu teruskan dulu, cikgu habiskan sikit.
Okay.
Alright. Cikgu, I think that we can stop lah kot.
Okay.
Before we share about the thick and thin filament.
Okay, so kita break dulu deh. Okay, student, second code cikgu akan bacakan second code. Tadi yang first code, remember. So second code adalah number 1. Okay, so kita dengar iklan sekejap. Mana cikgu? Cikgu Faizah putus line. Okay.
Alah, apa ni? PKPB lagi. SPM pula ditangguhkan. Jenuhlah nak bayar yuran tuition. Pernah dengar tentang tuition percuma? Kami di Akademi YouTuber menyediakan tuition online secara percuma kepada anda semua. Ada prasekolah, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, STPM, juga untuk matrikulasi. Percuma je. Jom layari laman sesawang www.academyyoutuber.com.
Okey, sebelum kita sambung, okey, kod yang ketiga. Okey, tadi cikgu beri kod yang kedua. Okey, kod yang ketiga untuk mata kredit adalah nombor 5. Okey, saya serah semula kepada Cikgu Fathiah.
Okay, thank you Cikgu Naini. Alright, so we continue about the thick and thin filament. Just now we already discussed about the what we call the neuromuscular junction, and then the muscle fiber, and then go to the microfilament. So microfilament consists of the thick and thin filament. So in this structure, this is very important. Student, you have to understand and then also to remember, because this structure you will we use this concept how to explain about the sliding hypothesis filament for the muscle contraction. So let we go to the thick filament, filament yang tebal ni. So in the sarcomere, so it can observe, the structure is very thick. It is lie parallel to one another in the middle of sarcomere. So location dia is in the middle of sarcomere. So anchor, tengah-tengah dia ada head zone, head zone. M line, M line. So head zone is this area. The M line anchor the what we call the thick filament. Thick filament composed of a bundle of about 500 myosin molecule. Okay, what is the myosin molecule? So the structure consists of, it has 2 large heavy polypeptide chain and 4 small light chain. So in this structure you can see it has a tail and a head. It has a head and a tail, myosin tail and myosin head. So the polypeptide form 2 globular myosin head, containing heavy. So the myosin head, it has a heavy and light chain, and a long tail that formed by two intertwined heavy chain. Yeah? So the tail it consists of it has a heavy chain. Yeah? Okay, the head, kepala dia ni, myosin head, project outward, outward towards to the thin filament. Dia kita kata apa? Project to the thin filament and call cross bridges that attach to the thin filament during contraction. So Cikgu Naini next week it will explain. So that's why so the student have what we call to master lah about the structure of sarcomere. Okay, during power stroke, the ectomycin cross bridges form can move the thin filament toward the center, causing the sarcomere to shorten.
Okay.
So in this tuition we will not kita tak sentuh lah not discuss lah in this tuition. Okay, the thick filament are associated with the protein called titin. So where is the titin? This is titin. Ini tak masuk dalam syllabus. Ini satu yang kita kata enrichment lah, knowledge. Titin contribute to the normal alignment of the thick and thin filament. It is alignment lah. The elastic properties that restore the sarcomere to its original resting position after being stretched. It is what satu.
Cikgu Fathiah, saya nak tanya, titin ni dia adalah protein juga ke atau bukan? Protein juga.
Protein.
So thick filament tu protein juga kan? Myosin lah.
Ya, protein.
Okay, benda ni
maksudnya selalunya kita tak ada bincang dalam kita punya syllabus kan. Ni enrichment lah.
Ni knowledge. Okay.
Knowledge lah. Dia tak tanya pun dalam syllabus kita kan. Alright. Okay, now we go to the thin filament. Okay. So thin filament is composed about 300. So we mentioned before that thin filament consists of actin protein. Also it has very small amount of tropomyosin and troponin. So composed of 300 to 400 actin protein molecule. So this is the actin. Dia like macam kita kata apa, mutiara kan, pearl. Macam pearl. So thin filament consists of 2 helical strand. Tadi bilangan dia number. Now kita kata structure dia helical strand. Actin molecule. Dia kita kata apa, dia berputar, intertwine with small amount of 2 other accessory. Beside the actin, 300 to 400 actin protein, so it has other protein molecule we call has tropomyosin and troponin. So this is the troponin and also this is the tropomyosin. This troponin and tropomyosin is very important when we discuss about the muscle contraction. Okay. Structure dia long, thin strand fit in the groove of the actin strand and covers with binding site of the myosin head. Okay. So the actin tropomyosin dia ialah panjang. So function dia ialah cover binding site of the myosin head. Dia cover binding site of the myosin head. At the actin there are a site for what we call the binding site. Troponin is positioned at regular interval along tropomyosin. This is troponin. So position regular interval lah pada along tropomyosin. Okay. There are 3 troponin subunit involved in the calcium regulation of the skeletal muscle contraction. Number 1, subunit link with the tropomyosin. Second, subunit bind calcium ion. 3, subunit initiate the interaction between actin and myosin. So it has 3 subunit. Maksudnya for the calcium regulation of skeletal muscle contraction. Okay, now we go to the role of sarcoplasmic reticulum. Calcium ion, T-tube and myofibril in muscle contraction. Ada pertanyaan tak Cikgu Naini? Saya rasa dah nak habis dah pun.
Tak ada tanya.
Tak ada tanya.
Dengar je. Apa kita
Okey.
teruskan?
Laju sangat ke?
Dah, okey je kan? Mungkin
Sikit lagi
sebab
pun this topic actually just we explain about the structure. Before we go to the next part, when Cikgu Naini will explain about the hypothesis of sliding sliding filament in the muscle contraction. So we have to study the structure lah.
So untuk student
ada?
Maknanya tak ada. Maknanya untuk student ni perlu faham struktur pada kelas malam ni lah ya. Kan Cikgu Fathiah kan?
Ya. But here this is the second part lah tadi. Before just now I mentioned about the neuromuscular junction, component of neuromuscular junction, and then go to the muscle fiber, structure of the muscle fiber from the whole part to the to the basic unit, sarcomere.
So the structure lah. So second part ni lebih kepada role lah.
But here for this role, just we mention here function of sarcoplasmic reticulum because we already learn about the muscle muscle cell tadi kan, it has sarcoplasmic reticulum and then also have a calcium ion, T-tubule. So we have to discuss sikit aja ni pun but I think I just use the, I don't know, boleh nampak tak tak berapa jelas
Di diagram boleh nampak lah, cuma tulisan
saya boleh cuba besarkan je.
Okey, gambar yang penting nampak.
This is boleh nampak tak saya besarkan?
Okey. Boleh nampak.
So in this diagram, this is how the my cat dia berbunyi sikit. Okay, this is the structure, the neuromuscular junction. Student tadi, do you still remember? In the structure of the neuromuscular junction, they involve the axon terminal of the motor neuron. So this is the motor neuron, synaptic terminal of motor neuron. Nampak kan kalau saya besarkan kan? I make it bigger. Okay. So how the contraction of muscle can kita kata dan dia punya proses lah, how the muscle contraction can work from the what we call the transmission of impulse from the motor neuron, and then it will when you check here so saya besarkan lah synaptic terminal of motor neuron. Okay. First kan, last time Cikgu Faiza already what we call share about how the impulse transmission via synapse from one neuron to another neuron kan. But here how the transmission of impulse from the motor neuron and then go to the gap here we call as neuromuscular junction, synaptic cleft kan. It also have a synaptic cleft here, and the impulse will transmitted to the muscle, sarcolemma. The sarcolemma is the membrane plasma of the muscle. So when the student explain here, number one ni kan, acetylcholine released at the synaptic terminal. When the what we call the impulse, the impulse arrive to the synaptic knob of the motor neuron. So what happened? It will, kita kata apa? Release the synaptic what we call the acetylcholine kan? Acetylcholine in no. Actually not release the acetylcholine first. It will kita kata apa? Merangsang tu apa? Dia akan
trigger the vesicle.
apa kita kata vesicle apa alah the vesicle
apa ni, neurotransmitter,
bukan vesicle terminal, vesicle neurotransmitter inside in the vesicle
Vesicle je lah.
in the vesicle, so the vesicle will
Release the acetylcholine lah.
No, not release the acetylcholine first. It will kita kata apa? Go to the what we call as the presynaptic membrane. At the membrane of the motor neuron is the presynaptic membrane. The membrane of the motor neuron we call as the presynaptic membrane. For STPM, it is very important to mention.
Pre and post after.
Pre and post synaptic membrane. Post synaptic membrane for the neuromuscular junction is on the sarcomere. Kan? Inilah sarcomere kan. Bukan sarcomere, sorry. Sarcoplasm.
Sarcoplasm.
Sarcolema. Sorry. Sarcolema. Membrane plasma of the muscle we call as sarcolema. Sarcoplasm is the cytoplasma of the muscle cell. Sarcoplasmic reticulum, itu kena ingat ya, 3 term tu. Sarcolema is the membrane plasma of the muscle. Sarcoplasma is the cytoplasm of the muscle. Sarcoplasmic reticulum is the endoplasmic reticulum of the muscle. Okay. Synaptic vesicle. Sorry. Synaptic vesicle. Okay. When the impulse arrive the synaptic nerve, so it will trigger the synaptic vesicle. What happen when the synaptic vesicle trigger up? It will bind. It go to the presynaptic membrane and then dia bind kat situ, and then barulah dia release the acetylcholine. Form 6 very particular tu. Bukan flow saja. And then it cross, mesti sebut perkataan it will cross the synaptic cleft. Lepas tu barulah the synaptic vesicle bind to the protein receptor on the postsynaptic membrane. Mana? Di sarcolema. Itu banyak pelajar yang hilang markah. So when you mention about the, kita kata apa, transmitter of impulse, you have to mention one by one. Sebab itu pelajar banyak hilang markah dalam STPM. Okay, ini dia bagi ringkas saja. Acetylcholine released at the synaptic terminal. Okay, acetylcholine released at the synaptic terminal. Okay, diffuse across synaptic cleft and bind to the receptor protein on the muscle fiber plasma membrane. Okay, sarcolema lah, plasma membrane sarcolema, and then triggering action potential. You can see here. Okay, warna merah ni kan, the red color. So trigger the action potential in the sarcolema. Okay, what happen? Action potential is propagate along the plasma membrane sarcolema and down to the T-tube. Okay, itulah function dia T-tube tadi kan. Kita kata sarcoplasm, T-tube kan. Okay, from the T-tube, okay, what happen? When it already action potential go to the T-tube, so action potential trigger calcium ion release from sarcoplasmic reticulum. So in the sarcoplasmic reticulum or endoplasmic reticulum for the lain lah, cell lain. So special sarcoplasmic reticulum is for the muscle. Calcium ion release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and then what happen to the calcium ion? Apa kesan dia? Calcium ion will bind to the troponin in the thin filament. Okay, dia akan bind. So anda buka lah sini kan, myosin binding site will expose. Okay, so when exposed, cycle of the myosin cross bridge formation and breakdown, coupled with ATP hydrolysis, slide thin filament towards center. Ini Cikgu Naini akan terangkan lah. Ni tadi just want to mention about the function the function of sarcoplasmic reticulum kan, sarcolema kan. And then cytosol calcium is relieved by active transport into the sarcoplasmic reticulum after action potential end. Ini semua akan diterangkan oleh Cikgu Naini lah. Saya for this what we call for this tuition, just how we want to relate, how the neuromuscular junction is important in the muscle contraction tu. Cikgu Naini akan terangkan dengan lebih detail. Will be explained in detail when next week. She will explain about the hypothesis of sliding filament in the muscle contraction. Alright. So saya rasa this is part for kita kata apa for uji minda lah Okay. Ada masa berapa lagi masa?
Ada lagi 10 minit lebih kurang. Okay. Boleh kita nak tambah apa-apa cikgu?
Oh ni sorry dia punya salah. Calcium ion Sometimes when we typing error sorry human being kan.
Okay, so kita masuk ke practice kan
practice we go to practice lah. This is from the this one is calcium ion calcium ion. Cikgu saya cuba nak okay, the following are event that occur during muscle contraction. This is the past year question objective. Calcium ion bind to troponin. Formation of cross bridges between the myosin and actin filament. Secretion of calcium ion by sarcoplasmic reticulum. Tropomyosin is displaced, exposing the binding site. Tadi kita ada mention sikit kan. This is not detail lah about the sliding hypothesis
filament theory. Okay.
So which of the following show the correct sequence of event during the muscle contraction?
Okay.
So number 1, A, calcium ion bind to the troponin. For A, the answer for A. 4, tropomyosin is displaced, exposing the binding site. 2, formation of cross bridges between the myosin and filament. 3, secretion of calcium ion by the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So for A answer, the answer for A. B, start with 2 dulu for formation of cross bridges. Ni ada kaitan related tak dengan gambar tadi tu?
Dia kena sequence dia sequence event. So student kena try guess mana yang first, second daripada gambar dia kan nampak kan lebih kurang kan.
Gambar tadi tu. Kalau cikgu ulang balik kan? Boleh ulang balik.
Boleh tunjuk sekejap macam tu. Gambar tu. Ini.
Ni.
Kurang lah. Ada kat situ. Okay, so mana yang occur dulu? The first one. Okay, sebab dia mesti proses ni mesti sequence berturutan. Okay, ada Cikgu Fathiah jawapan Ajing Shing memberitahu jawapan dia A. Syariau C. Farah Ain C. Farah Ain. Student
Farah Ain. Your student boleh dapat banyak kredit tu selalu datang tu Farah Ain tu. Pastikan Farah Ain.
Memang saya kata wajib ni untuk dapat A. Selalu dia B lah insyaAllah. Okay, so Farah Ain jawab C, Zingchai jawab C. Okay, so banyak yang jawab C, Ajin dia jawab C.
Okay, correct. Okay,
so congrats Farah Ain, Zingchai, Chiayo.
Okay, bagus. Fahamlah tadi dia gambar raja kan. Also the very important is secretion of calcium. Sorry student cikgu pun nak betulkan pun ambil masa ni. Sorry lah typing error calcium 2 kan, 2 plus tu. By sarcoplasmic reticulum, and then go to calcium ion bind to troponin. Then go to number 4, tropomyosin is displaced, exposing the binding site. Number 2 is formation of formation of cross bridges is the last stages lah. The first stages is calcium ion, the formation, the secretion of calcium ion. So calcium ion is very important in the muscle contraction. That's why student have to take more calcium. Contohnya apa makanan kalsium yang pelajar boleh tahu? Kita kadang krem kan, macam orang tua-tua macam saya 50 years old kan, dah krem. So saya kena ambil kalsium. Kerana
Ya.
pisang banyak. Pisang banyak kalsium.
Pisang, susu.
Susu. Good. Susu So
Okey, ada lagi
because it
soalan?
okay, which of the
Okey,
following is the
silakan.
role of tropomyosin? Kita ada 6 minit ya. Ini
Okey,
pun
okey.
soalan senang ni. To hold calcium ion in place, catalyze hydrolysis of ATP tropomyosin to form
Okay.
actin-myosin bridges, to block myosin binding site on actin.
Okay, so student, which one is the answer? The role of tropomyosin. Okay, tropomyosin. Okay, boleh tarik pada ruangan komen jawapan answernya, jawapan yang betul. Okay, must be the correct answer. Okay, waiting Cikgu Fathiah.
Ada belum ya?
Agaknya tropomyosin yang berkait dengan apa? Thick myosin, thick filament.
So
yeah.
kalau student remember, thin filament dia consists of actin and also some of tropomyosin and myosin, troponin troponin and tropomyosin.
Okey, ada jawapan Juntion. Juntion nama macam Jepun tapi tahu Melayu ke apa ke whatever, don't know. Ni mesti minat Juntion whatever. Okey, jawapannya adalah B.
B ada lagi tak? Kita ada berapa minit lagi ya?
Ada lagi yang lain, Z, Farah.
Okey, tropomyosin is block
B juga.
Tropomyosin block myosin binding site on actin.
Okey, jawapan dia D.
Okay, when tadi kan kita tengok tadi.
Ramai jawab B Cikgu Fathiah. Okay, keliru kot.
Hydrolysis of ATP tu melibatkan yang kita punya kepala myosin tu sebenarnya.
Bukan tropomyosin head saja. Yes.
Dia melibatkan calcium ion tadi. When the calcium ion secreted from the sarcoplasmic reticulum tadi kan. Dia masuk dalam filament tadi. So dia akan melekat ke mana? Binding site tadi. And then displace the tropomyosin block the myosin binding site of the actin. Tropomyosin ni tugasnya ialah block the binding site of the actin. So when actin bila actin tu dia kita kata apa, dia kita kata bind with the calcium tadi. So dia akan kita kata displace, akan mengubah kedudukan the tropomyosin. Selagi ada tropomyosin tu, so myosin cannot bind with the actin lah.
Yelah, kalau yang catalyst ni lebih kepada head dia tu kan, tropomyosin ni the whole, so dia lebih kepala dia.
Saya rasa budak sebab kita tak terangkan lagi, we not explain about the so tomorrow next week when Cikgu Naini explain, so they will have a idea lah, because my student also not yet reach this topic lah, belum belajar lagi, not yet so maybe kita ada 3 minit lagi ya.
Rasanya ni the last question Okay, dah lagi last question. Okay.
The event during skeletal muscle contraction are given below. Ini pun satu ni juga kan, sequence. Troponin changes shape exposing the actin binding site. Calcium is released and bind to the troponin complex. Transverse tubule depolarize the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Bending of myosin head exert force on the thin filament. Production of action potential across the postsynaptic membrane. Which sequence of the event is correct. Also, ni macam lebih susah sikit kan. Saya bagi jawapannya.
Bagi jawapan.
Ada yang budak jawab. Ada. So dia baru nak fikir. Just want to think dulu kan. Dia punya when we mention about the sequence. Okay, tak apa.
Okay, kerana masa ni
jawapannya lagi. Ini 2 D is 5, 1, 2. Kenapa 1, 2, 1 ni? Pertama apa? Calcium release and bind to the troponin complex. D, kita mula dengan production of action potential across the postsynaptic membrane. Okay. Lepas tu
terus kepada
transverse tubule depolarize. 3 tu sebenarnya. Nombor 3 tu. 4, 3. Transverse tubule depolarize the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Kemudian the calcium Nombor 3, nombor 2, calcium is released and bind to the troponin complex. Okay, D is 5, 3, 2, 1, 4. Ni sorry nombor D tu ialah 5, 3, 2, 1, 4.
Tersilap typing error.
Tersilap type. Nombor 2 tu ialah calcium is released and bind to the troponin complex. Number 1, troponin changes the shape, exposing the acting binding site. Then 4, bending of myosin head exert force on the thin filament. Okay, cikgu ulang balik. I repeat. Okay, bermula dengan action potential across the postsynaptic membrane. Postsynaptic membrane is the sarcomere, and then calcium is transverse tubule depolarize the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So function of sarcoplasmic reticulum is to release calcium ion to the filament, kan? Bawa masuk ke bawah tu kan. And then calcium is released and bind to the troponin complex. So troponin function dia ialah untuk binding site. In the troponin it has a binding site to bind with calcium. So when troponin bind with the calcium, okay, the troponin will changes its shape. When it changes its shape, so expose the actin binding site.
Ada pun student jawab D sebelum tu Cikgu Fathiah.
Ada tahniah.
Para Aisyah, Fathiah.
Kalau ada hadiah patut bagi hadiah tu ya.
Ada 3 orang student ni daripada sekolah saya. Alhamdulillah dia ikut. Okeylah, jadi
bagi nama Cikgu Laini sebab dia punya kerajinan tu cikgu boleh bagi satu sagu hati lah kot nanti.
Okey, Farah, Fathiah, 2 orang yang ikut.
Duit raya.
Okey, jadi itu saja Cikgu Fathiah dah. Okey, kita akan bersambung teori ni next week dalam kelas Cikgu nanti. Okey. So, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Cikgu Fathiah. Okey. Atas perkongsian yang menarik dan sangat bermanfaat. Okey. Alhamdulillah dah selesai kelas kita pada malam ini. Tahniah kepada semua pelajar yang setia mengikuti kelas pada malam ini dari awal sehingga ke saat ini. Okey, cikgu akan bacakan kod yang keempat. Okey, tadi dah 3 kod. Kod yang keempat adalah 5. Okey, sebelum kita tamatkan sesi siaran langsung hari ini, mohon tutup ruangan chat dan klik butang subscribe yang masih merah itu dan aktifkan ikon lonceng supaya kamu tidak terlepas sesi kelas yang seterusnya. Sekiranya anda suka dengan apa yang dipelajari hari ini, sila klik like dan share kepada rakan-rakan di media sosial anda, FB, Insta dan sebagainya untuk sebarkan ilmu meroleh kebaikan melalui perkongsian tersebut. Okey, sila type dan di ruangan komen sebelum link CJ akan diberikan sebagai tanda terima kasih daripada cikgu kerana kehebatan kamu menyertai kelas tuition percuma pada malam ini. Okey, jadi untuk tebus mata kredit link diberikan. Okey, ada dah dekat ni dekat ruangan komen tebus link untuk mata kredit dan anda juga hendaklah memohon untuk ID ikon e-didik untuk tebus link mata kredit ni. Okey. Dan mata kredit ini hanya berfungsi 15 minit saja Okey. Dan di ruangan komen tu anda boleh scroll tengok semula, ada diberitahu bahawa username untuk penceramah pada malam ini, penceramah. Okey, cikgu yang mengajar pada malam ini iaitu Cikgu Fathiah ada username-nya. Okey, sebab nanti anda kena isi dalam borang untuk claim mata kredit berkenaan. Okey. Okey, jadi sekali lagi saya ucapkan link CJ, lupa link CJ boleh didapatkan pada bahagian chat dan kod aksesnya adalah #kelas AYU e-didik. Okey, #kelas AYU e-didik dan sila ambil perhatian link tersebut akan tamat tempoh setengah jam selepas live ini. Okey, pastikan anda menggunakan email e-didik saja. Okey, jadi maklumat semua tu anda boleh cek our website kita iaitu Akademi YouTuber. Okey. Okey, sekali lagi saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Cikgu Fathiah atas kelas tuition pada malam ini yang menarik, okey, dan akan bersambung nanti apa yang kita pelajari pada minggu depan pada waktu yang sama. Okey, sebelum saya tamatkan kelas pada malam ini, dipersilakan ahli konti, okey, untuk memberi sepatah dua kata. Kita persilakan Cikgu Faizah terlebih dahulu. Okey, Cikgu.
Okay, first of all, thank you Cikgu Naini, okay, as a moderator. For Cikgu Fathia, okay, congratulations for the explanation of our topic today. Actually, this topic is very interesting. If you understand the concept, okay, that is how you can control your movement, okay, because the neuromuscular junction which is involved, right? Remember the sarcomere is a very important structure, and next week Cikgu Naini will continue how the theory, the sliding theory filament apply, okay, in order to show the contraction of muscle, okay. So tahniah Cikgu Fathia again, and do not forget all the students to claim your credit, right, okay, and tebus hadiah, a lot of hadiah. You all boleh claim, okay, and that's all. See you next week. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Okey. Terima kasih Cikgu Faizah. Okey, seterusnya Cikgu Wawazek. Okey, persilakan untuk sepatah dua kata.
Hai, Assalamualaikum, selamat malam. Okay, yang pertamanya tanya Cikgu Fathia untuk kelas malam ni. Okay, apa saya nak pesan untuk topik ni, kamu banyak-banyak boleh tengok video lah dekat YouTube jika kamu tak faham ya. Video banyak sangat dekat YouTube sana. Okay, type je apa yang kamu nak belajar. Okay, yang kedua jangan lupa follow kelas kami setiap Sabtu malam 9.30. Okay, dan collect point ya, credit point supaya nanti bila dah accumulate certain amount, okay, awak boleh tebus hadiah, okay, yang menarik. Jangan lupa layari website kami untuk check on dia punya jumlah point yang diperlukan. Alright, bye.
Okey, terima kasih. Okey, jadi benda ni jangan lupa untuk claim mata kredit kerana ganjaran hadiahnya sangat lumayan lah. Okey, maknanya sesuai untuk anda. Selain pada ikuti yang kata kelas biologi perayu, ada lagi kelas perayu yang lain yang anda boleh claim untuk mata kredit. Okey, anda semua dijemput untuk ke portal www.academyyoutuber.com untuk dapatkan jadual tuition dan info terkini. Bantu cikgu untuk sebarkan kelas tuition percuma ini kepada rakan-rakan dan guru-guru seluruh Malaysia. Okey, dan usaha ini adalah gabungan guru-guru seluruh Malaysia untuk semua pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Okey, terutama dalam menghadapi saat genting melawan pandemik COVID-19 yang semakin serius. Okey, jadi semoga kita mendapat manfaat dari kelas-kelas yang dijalankan. Ingat #bermula percuma, selamanya percuma, insyaAllah. Okay, terima kasih kepada semua. Segala yang baik itu datang daripada Allah SWT. Jika terdapat sebarang kekurangan dan kelemahan, itu adalah daripada kami. Okey, saya sudahi dengan serangkap pantun. Malam minggu, malam bertuah. Okay, malam minggu esok cuti. Masa kosongkan minda, istirahat diri. Okey, istirahat Kelas tuition online percuma berakhir sudah. Di lain siaran kita berjumpa lagi minggu depan. Okey, Assalamualaikum dan selamat malam. Bye.
Berikutan pengumuman penutupan sekolah sehingga akhir persekolahan. Pengajaran dan pembelajaran secara home-based learning tetap diteruskan. Oleh itu, kami di Akademi YouTuber menyediakan tuition online percuma pertama di Malaysia, dari prasekolah hinggalah ke sekolah menengah, dengan kerjasama e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Kenapa bayar jika anda boleh dapat percuma? Bermula percuma, selamanya akan percuma. Manfaatkan peluang yang ada. Jangan tunggu lagi, sertailah sekarang. Untuk maklumat lanjut, layari www.academyyoutuber.com.
Dibawakan kepada anda